I was always Daddy's little girl. What about you? Are you still his little girl, Beverly? Are you?
There's a recurring joke in It Chapter 2 that Bill Denbrough can't write a satisfactory ending to any of his horror novels. That gag is almost a metaphor for the film itself, which can't quite stick the landing after the high expectations set by its blockbuster 2017 predecessor. But It Chapter 2 still has enough creepy set pieces and solid performances to bring the saga to an effective, albeit formulaic, conclusion.
Hello.
By employing flashbacks at various points throughout, It Chapter 2 has a more fragmented structure and jerkier rhythm than the preceding film. The first half rushes along as it introduces and reunites the Losers Club in order to get on with their mission to kill Pennywise once and for all. After speeding through the adult Losers Club setup, the movie slows down to catch its breath when reintroducing their younger selves in an underground clubhouse sequence not depicted in the first movie. The young losers may only play a supporting role in It Chapter 2, but they cast a long shadow over the entire film. While the adult losers are all effective in their own ways, they never quite resonate like their teen counterparts. Seeing kids confront their trauma is just inherently more compelling than seeing their otherwise accomplished and well-adjusted adult selves face similar challenges. That the film lets the scenes with the kids breathe while hurrying through most of the scenes with the adults certainly suggests which set of characters director Andy Muschietti and his screenwriters' hearts certainly belong to. The best sequence with the adult losers is the fan-favorite Chinese restaurant reunion because it allows the characters to just be, for us to get a sense of who they are in the proverbial calm before the storm. Of the adult losers, Bill Hader proves to be the show stealer as Richie, whose ball-busting banter with nebbish Eddie provides some of the film's biggest laughs, and ultimately the most heart. The film's character-driven humor works far better than the jarring Evil Dead-style gags used during what are supposed to be scary moments. Jessica Chastain is solid as Bev, whose previous exposure to the Deadlights provides her with a far deeper connection to the unfolding horrors than the others. As is James McAvoy as Bill, whose resurfaced guilt over Georgie leads him on a desperate side quest to save a neighborhood boy from Pennywise. A good portion of the movie's midsection sees the adult losers split up to retrieve tokens from their childhood needed for their looming ritualistic showdown with Pennywise. Their various missions incorporate flashbacks to new scenes set during the summer of '89, but with the exception of one character, the information we learn about the protagonists isn't new or particularly revealing. And at nearly 3 hours, such long stretches with repetitive information and callbacks to the previous film just add to the sequel's bloat and erratic pacing. The film slows down to tell you a lot of stuff you already know before whipping itself back into a frenzy for the final battle against Pennywise. On the plus side, It Chapter 2 engineers a number of truly unsettling and macabre set pieces, but the film relies far more on CGI and jump scares than even its predecessor did, and some of these CG monsters aren't particularly well done. The best and scariest sequences in Chapter 2 are the ones that feel real or use largely practical effects. A CG monster is simply less frightening than a tactile threat. The heart of the first film is still there in It Chapter 2, it's just buried under a layer of self-indulgent bloat. Director Andy Muschietti constructs a series of scary showstoppers anchored by the compelling performances of his adult and teen actors. It's just a shame that It Chapter 2 never quite finds its footing pacing-wise, and as a result, can't quite nail the conclusion of this engrossing saga. For more reviews, check out what we thought of Good Boys and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.